Welcome to another episode of Is This for Kids? I'm Jonathan Beard of Blevins, father of 3 and 1 on the way, and I think that most media marketed towards children makes them worse.
Okay. And I am Katie, MrsRuvi. I am a mother of 5, and I think a lot of the media that's out there can help kids grow into cool adults that are interesting if their parents are willing to engage in it with them. And that's kind of what we're doing on this podcast, is letting parents know what's in a piece of content that they might want to shield their kid from, what's in there that they could shepherd them through and help them grow into a cool and interesting adult, and what they might use in the media to, share in their kids' lives.
Would you like to tell everyone what it's about? It's so good. I know you probably hated it because you hate SpongeBob. This movie was so good. HitPig. Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so HitPig is the story of a pig who is just called HitPig. Throughout the entire movie, he was raised by somebody who was a pet recovery person. Think Ace Ventura Pet Detective, except not at all. Just like they just recover pets for people who want them back. However, they do this for bounty, and when the person the person who raised HitPig dies, having been eaten by a crocodile, HitPig takes on the job himself. Now, when we say HitPig, we mean like he's a hitman, but a pig. Yeah. But also he's not killing anyone. He's just recovering animals. However, he's kind of lost his way. He started taking bounties to get animals back for like labs that are doing testing on them, and circus people who are being kind of weird and abusive to their circus animals. And that's where we are, where HitPig is taken on the case of relocating an elephant that has left a family, Pickles, who has a family history of being a circus performer, and he really wants to do well, but he's really, really bad at it. And effectively, we have the same plot as the movie Home, where Pickles thinks that he's returning him to where he wants to go in India, but instead he's returning him to the bad guys who are out to get him. It's a whole thing.
What's Home?
With the boov.
Don't know what that is.
Oh, it's actually a much better version. It's the same plot, better movie.
Better than HitPig?
Yeah.
Impossible.
By a lot.
Impossible.
With gratuity Tucci?
Nope. Impossible. I can't wait to gas this movie up.
Okay.
Anything we need to shield from here?
HitPig is mostly just crude. As far as humor is concerned, it's crude humor. So like you were talking about, I don't like SpongeBob SquarePants. If you don't like SpongeBob SquarePants, you are not going to like HitPig. It is effectively one very long fart joke. So many fart jokes.
So good.
Fart jokes here, nuclear fart jokes, farts so strong that they can push a spaceship.
Yeah.
These kinds of farts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome.
But no swearing, no
so
drugs.
many puns, so many funny puns that most kids won't get. Not inappropriate puns that are just like for adults, but just ones that like every little one. Your kid might get like 1 out of every 10, but the adults are going to get all of them, and they're hilarious.
It is a little bit more clever for parents without just like, we always get mad about trolls band together because it was like random bondage humor that happened. Go back and check that entire episode. Yeah. But this is like jokes that an adult would catch, but it's not like it's an adult joke.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So there's really nothing to shield your kids from, and my opinion on this. I couldn't think of anything.
The only thing that I could pick out that might be controversial is that at one point he says, and this is why Taylor Swift would make the best president ever. And at the time that we are recording this, it's just after the presidential election in which Taylor Swift's presidential endorsement became an issue. And I thought to myself, like, this wouldn't have been a thing if it had been when we were kids and the biggest pop star in the world was Michael Jackson.
Right.
If he had said, this is Michael Jackson's, why he would be the best president, we would have thought nothing of it. But then again, Michael Jackson never endorsed a political candidate. So
correct. Well, that we know of.
Right. So if you have concerns about politics and anything, there's one sentence that might bother you.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's it. Let's go shepherd first. Anything you would shepherd your kid through with this?
I mean, there's just a good talk to be had in there about greed. HitPig has really kind of gone off the rails with the greed and the lying and the losing who he is. But it really does come full circle in the whole movie. So you really don't even need to have a conversation. But it might be a good thing to like follow up on. Like, what do you think HitPig learned from this? Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? That kind of thing. But
so I don't know if you caught this or not. I'm Pickles, okay, in this movie. Like,
honey, you haven't gained that much weight.
Okay, come on. Listen, Pickles is like, so I think you know this about me. I'm one of the most optimistic people that I know.
Yes.
Like on my worst day ever, I can think of something good, at least so far in my life. And Pickles is 100% that. Like, assumes the best out of everyone, is just being a good friend for the sake of being a good friend, and it works for him in the end.
Yes.
It ends up paying off. And then so I love the message there of just be your genuine self. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Be loving. Be a good friend. You'll be taken care of. Everything's gonna be okay. I love that. So you could have a good conversation about being a good person with your kid.
Yeah. I think kids will really quickly go into like cynicism and becoming cynical human beings. And I think that's a great point. I want to affirm you in that, John, because I know how you love affirmation. That is really good, though. Like,
and speaking of food.
Ugh.
I mean, HitPig is like an excellent chef. And that was like, I don't know what it is. And maybe it is because I'm just a little chubby, but I love cooking. And when there's animated like cooking for some reason, I love it. Like Ratatouille is such a good movie. And he makes this omelet that I just wish I could eat.
It looks fantastic. And he puts one lobster thing on it. Yada, yada. That would be what I would actually move on to our share. If you watch this movie with your kid, after watching this movie with your kid is the perfect time to take them into the kitchen and teach them to make an omelet.
100%.
One of the things that I want to do with this podcast, or that I hope that people get from this podcast, is how they can walk away from the media and go do something IRL with their kid to grow their relationship. And so, yes, you sit down and watch this movie. It is dumb. It has stupid humor in it, but it is cute and sweet. And then you can go into the kitchen and be like, I'm going to teach you to make an omelet, just like HitPig's mom taught him to make an omelet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a dumb, like, don't get me wrong. I was bored halfway through.
Right.
Okay.
It's not for adults.
But it was also, I was like, there were times where I was like, oh, this is so fun. And I harp on this all the time. We need more movies like this that you can watch with your kid. And this one's kind of, I'd say, worth watching with your kid because it's kind of fun. But you can put this movie on and walk away and not worry about anything. And we just need more movies like this.
Yes. We took our 4-year-old to see this movie because it was on her birthday that we went and saw it. She turned 4 that day. And she was riveted. Like, girl was wearing a unicorn costume in the movie theater because when you turn 4, why not, right? And she like just stared, did not break eye. She had the best time watching this movie and did not come home making fart jokes. So
there you go.
I'm delighted.
Perfect. So what age would you say this is appropriate for kids?
I would say this is appropriate for whatever age your kid can sit through a movie, and it will keep your kid's attention. So this might be a great first movie.
There you go. I concur.
Beautiful. Hey, if they like this episode, where could they find more stuff like that?
You could go to isthisforkids.com. We are available wherever you listen to podcasts. We also, if you're listening now and don't know we're on YouTube, you can see our handsome and pretty faces on YouTube.
You can also see our handsome and pretty faces on Spotify, which now supports video podcasts.
I had no clue. That's actually really cool.
It's totally cool.
And you can see our faces on Instagram as well if you'd like. And we're very active on our Instagram. We've done some episodes lately that people request in comments.
Yeah.
So please leave some comments and let us know how you're doing.
Hey, there is just so much content out there for us to consume as parents.
I'm Jonathan Beard of Blevins.
I'm Katie, MrsRuvi. Let us help you decide.
Is this for kids?